Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is C-Whip9 coming at ya all the way from Sweden on a very cloudy morning. And like last video, I'm going to talk about my thoughts on the newest episode of Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 13. And the name of the episode escapes me because still waking up. My apologies. But the newest episode that just came out as of yesterday. So, like last video, I'm going to tell you what happened, my thoughts on it, and what I either expect or hope what doesn't happen next episode. Alright? So, what happens this time? Well, we get to see Omega in the little prison base Tantus that she was left on last time. And she kind of talks with the other kids while there. The kids kind of tell her, okay, well, welcome to miserable place. This is our sad corner of the universe. We only do puzzles, and they really don't like us talking to each other too much. Omega, being Omega, really isn't persuaded, so she just kind of pokes a little bit here and there, trying to figure out, like, what's the kind of the pattern of everything that happens at the prison place that they're at. She then reveals to her fellow Force sensitives that, yeah, no. So, I used to be here, and I was able to actually escape. So, I'm going to find a way to not only escape, but take all of you lot with me. So, which immediately kind of brings up, oh, hello, a little bit of hope in the kids, which is kind of cool. In terms of the science staff, the main lady that lost her originally is still in charge of the main hold. One of the scientists kind of asked her, okay, it's not a really good idea to have Omega interact with the prisoners, but that concern gets shot down by main science lady. Which, if there's going to be any possible threads between that friction, it might happen, if not the next episode or 2 episodes from now. So, while Omega is kind of poking around here and there and finding a way to kind of take some stuff off the wall to sneak on around in, what are the Bad Batch doing? Well, the Bad Batch are using their prisoner, essentially, the general from Season 1 and 2, whose name is still kind of forgetful because that's how much of an impact he had on the season for me. He's still kind of dogging them every step along the way. There's no way this can work. How can this work? Oh my gosh, everything's going to go bad. So bad, so bad. And the Batch are like, okay, dude, we got you out of your work camp. And you're still here. And the more noise you essentially keep making, we could easily drop you back off. How about that? That kind of shuts him up for a good little moment. But a plan somehow gets put together where they find out in order to get the coordinates to Tantus, they first have to go to a planet outside, pretty close to Coruscant. I was semi-hoping that it'd be kind of cool to see Imperial Coruscant, you know, as a callback to 000, the Rebel Commando series. But unfortunately, that's still a pipe dream, and I still don't think we'll ever see a animated Republic Commando series from Star Wars still. That being said, the plan they come up with is go to a space station outside Coruscant, where in order to get the coordinates for Tantus, any ship on the way to Tantus has to report to that space station. And this is, at this point, the Batch color their armor full black, which is I was kind of expecting more of a shock for the troopers when they essentially had their own custom kind of paint scheme on their things, and then suddenly, yep, wash it all away, black it all out. I was kind of expecting a little bit more of a reaction from them, but that's probably just me. And they find a captain's uniform for the old admiral. Naturally, the admiral has problem with this because I was an admiral. This is a captain's uniform. This will not work out so well. In which the Batch are like, dude, just put the uniform on. You know how to walk. You know how to talk like them. Do your thing, and you'll get through. And he does a thing, and they do get through. The little dock captain dock sergeant that meets them, first not recognizing the armor, it's like, this is all out of regulation. Where's your unit? Who's in charge and all that? Well, the admiral just kind of steps up like, hey, Sarge, classified, and you got any more questions? How about you take it out with Palpatine? That kind of shuts him up. Wrecker stays back by the ship, while the rest of the batch go furthermore into the base to try to track down the codes. After knocking out a pilot officer, or Death Star, it's the dudes with the full black helmet, not with the respirators, but the Death Star technician helmet. Those guys. After one of them getting knocked out, Echo, who, oh yeah, by the way, Echo makes an appearance. I forgot to say that, guys. Sorry about that. Echo met them at the beginning of the episode. So he's going along with them, and he does his little hacking bit trying to get into the system. Of course, Mr. Ex-Admiral is making noises. Oh, it's not work. Why does it take it so long? Yet the batch still reminds the Admiral that, like, dude, first of all, stop with the noise. He's working on it. Here's the plan. Then they realize that in order to get to Tantus, they essentially kind of have to piggyback off the ship. Literally. The Admiral starts making noises about this, and then here's a reminder to shut up again. When it comes to them getting onto another ship to piggyback onto Tantus, they split the party. Oh my gosh, they split the party. Okay, add that joke. Echo goes into essentially the ship, sneaks aboard, and finds a way to shut up the sensors so the bat ship could piggyback off the airship. While that's going on, Wrecker kind of has to knock out the sergeant that started asking questions when they first landed. So, but that's kind of a quick and easy thing there. After he gets knocked out, he gets set up on a bunch of crates, which I kind of hope there's like a little comedic scene. It's like, Sergeant, why are you sleeping on the job? Come on, man. And yeah, Echo gets the sensors down for the ship to piggyback off it, literally in the nick of time, and they fly off into space to Tantus. And that's really the episode. Now, what do I think about it? I'm kind of glad I'm kind of glad they're making sure to give Echo time to actually break out. Hopefully, it's not just in 2 episodes like last time, but I mean, if they do have a breakout in 2 episodes, well, that's just more like, okay, we get it. The Imperials are dumb. They are dumb. If that happens, which it kind of wouldn't surprise me. So that's a pretty high prediction. Another thing I think about the episode is they played it really sneaky like, and the batch seemed to be like, okay, we're doing what we used to do. So it was kind of cool to see that again, honestly. The funny parts was basically the Admiral complaining about, oh, this job's not going to work, basically being the annoying backseat coach driver, which, yeah, every team eventually does run into those kind of people, but the batch reaction to them, it's like, dude, shut up. That was just a straight up shut up. There was no really negotiating after that with them, which it is kind of refreshing. It is in a sense of, oh, we got to make sure our prisoner stays nice and happy with us, you know, which it makes sense that they're going with that angle. And the batch being more of the, you don't bring them along to negotiate. And I'm glad they keep to that rule with the batch. So, those are my thoughts on it. Pretty good episode. I would give it a good 4 out of 5. There were really no character breaks. It was kind of predictable, to be completely honest. That's the only 2 things. No, that's the only thing that is suffering from. It's just a predictability, really. And sometimes when how the episode drags out, if as you're watching it, you're kind of semi-predicting in the back of your head, okay, this is probably going to happen. Yep, this is probably going to happen. Yep, it doesn't feel as rewarding, you know. At least so far in this show. What do I think will happen next, though? Well, I'm expecting something to go wrong in the next episode for the batch. Whether the ship they're attached to realizes, hey, hold on, we got a ship attached to us. We probably should take care of that. Or that realization is going to happen after they get out of their hyper jump, which is probably going to entail a bit of a boarding firefight between the batch and the original crew of the ship they're tagging along on, which will be kind of cool seeing, again, seeing the Bad Batch do what they used to do in action, right? I'm also half expecting Omega's the second escape attempt. Something's going to go bad her first time getting out right now at Tantus. Whether one of the kids that she's trying to break out gets caught or harmed, or maybe one of the scientists is kind of backstabs the other, says, okay, you know what? No, this ain't going to work. We gotta fully separate them, or something like that. So yeah, I'm expecting the main lead scientist, the one who became Nalase's assistant, then took over Nalase's position. She's probably either going to get harmed or maybe killed in the next episode or the following episode, just because the show has made it quite clear in the Imperial military and just society, backstabbing one another, it isn't much of a moral conflict for one Imperial to backstab the other, okay? So I'm expecting some backstabbing scene going on between the scientists watching over the kids. Because of the backstabbing scene, that's going to mess with Omega's escape plan, or actually might help him, depending on how chaotic and how well-timed it is. So, and if the escape attempt goes off well next episode, well, okay, that just shows, wow, they are really, really making Imperials be the dumb Saturday morning cartoon villains, which, yeah, they kind of became in the movies, so I'll give them credit there. But I'll still be disappointed, you know. Let's see. The batch will probably arrive planet side after their little boogaloo with the ship they're attached to, and they'll probably, if not, try to park the ship several meters or several clicks away from the actual base itself. They might try to take over the science ship so they could directly be in Tantus, which it wouldn't surprise me that second plan would be pushed by Wrecker. So, and like the previous videos, I'm still not expecting Tech to pop up. Unless it's like the last episode and, waha, I've been wanting assassins all the time! Which, again, I kind of hope they keep him dead, or if he does come back, it could be one of those, the hero cavalry kind of comes on in as he helps the batch escape Tantus. But with the rule of we've never even heard or seen these characters, to my knowledge, referenced in Rebels, I'm still not expecting a pretty happy ending for the batch and Omega. I'm still expecting at least one or two deaths out of the batch, and then one gets captured, and it's going to be really interesting, because if Omega actually escapes from Tantus, it's going to be very interesting to see how they answer, okay, so Omega, you were able to survive all of that. What were you doing in Rebels and Rogue One and episodes 4 through 6 and Disney Trilogy? What were you doing then? If they do bring her back, I could see it being kind of either in an in-between show or maybe one movie, but that's still a bit of a stretch. Because if they were to put her in a movie, the movie would either have to be the new Mandalorian movie coming out, or a completely separate movie, or if they bring her back in another show, I could still see it be more Ahsoka Season 2. Hopefully, if Ahsoka Season 2 is a lot less dry than Season 1. I might have to rewatch Ahsoka Season 1 because from that last statement I said, but yeah. So those are my thoughts. I'm kind of glad all the ideas I had that would happen this episode I was wrong on, so that's one little pleasant surprise. And like last video, what do you guys think is going to happen next episode? Is Omega actually going to get off Tantus alive? Is the whole batch going to do the whole operation nice and clean? Or do you think any of the batch will die at this point in the show? What about the scientist backstab? Who do you think is going to backstab who? What are your thoughts on... Basically, I just want to know your thoughts on the comments down below. And, yeah, that's my thoughts on this episode. My next video I plan to upload should be my monologue. I'm pretty confident I should be able to pull that off in the next couple of days. And then the video after that will probably be the next Bad Batch episode that drops. Or something else I'm cooking on at the side. So, until next time, have a good day, everybody, and may the Force be with you.